Welcome back to the Loner Ranger Radio Show. My name is Bruce Woodburn. I'm the Loner Ranger. We're going to talk about what's going on in the real estate market, how to take advantage of this market, and really what's the news with interest rates right now, and what are housing prices doing right now. So let's get right down to business in this segment. So first of all, what are rates doing? Well, I got a report right here that mortgage rates hit the highest level in 13 years and could cool housing market. Okay, so let's just break this down. Yes, mortgage rates are at the highest they've been in 13 years. There's no question about that. And they're going to get higher. We know that. So this says that the 30-year Fannie Mae rate hit like 5.27%. But here's what I'm seeing. I'm actually seeing rates even into the sixes already. So and there's some highs, fives, some low sixes, depending on credit scores. But I'm already seeing them hit the sixes. We saw the Fed raise the Fed rate late last month, and they raised it a half a point. They're going to raise it another half a point, and probably that another time or two to slow inflation. Now, and that's the whole reason that interest rates are going up, is to try to curb against inflation. And inflation is what's causing prices to go up and up and up. Now, there's other factors, okay? There's other factors like we don't need to be paying this much for the price of fuel. But do you know that when the federal government gives your inflation rate and they tell you what inflation is, do you know that they exclude fuel, they exclude groceries, and they exclude housing? Now, that would be like me telling you, this drives me crazy. That'd be like me telling you, hey, listen, John, I need you to create a budget for your family. But the budget does not need to include your housing. It does not need to include the gas in your car or the fuel for your house. And it does not need to include groceries. What kind of a budget would that be? That's insanity. We know inflation is out of control right now. We know that we've got to do something to get ahead of this. Now, the government thinks that raising interest rates will curb against inflation, and it very well might. But I'm going to tell you something. It puts everybody into a tailspin. I don't understand a lot of it, but I do know that right now we see interest rates rising, but I'm not seeing the price of houses go down. And it says that the real estate market's going to cool. So I pulled out another report, and I just pulled out Seminole County, okay? Seminole County, Orange County, we're going to be about the same as Lake County, but I just happened to pull out a Seminole County report that was sent to me by one of my all-time favorite real estate agents, Cheryl Brandy, with Coldwell Banker. She goes by Sherry Brandy. She's super agent with Coldwell Banker. If you'd like to connect with her, she's right into the market. She knows it inside and out, and I endorse her as a real estate agent. I really like working with her. But she's kind enough to send me updates on the Seminole County market, and I happen to have it. So look at median sold price in April of 2022 is $380. Now, if you remember, I gave you March's number last month, and they were like $365. So that means they've gone up $15,000 in a month. Now, I don't know if that's across the board, but I'm seeing still multiple offers on houses every day. Now, it gets less and less when you start getting up into the $1 million, $2 million price point, but most of us aren't buying in the $1 million, $2 million price point. That is softening just a little bit, but not a lot. There's still multiple offers on properties that are priced right. So that price of housing continues to go up. Interest rates continue to go up. Where does that end? Well, I can tell you what I'm doing. I just bought a new property on the weekend. All right. I'm still buying real estate. Why am I still buying real estate? You say, hey, look at Bruce, you claim to be an expert. You're on a show that's called Ask the Experts. Why are you buying real estate? Because I don't care as much about the interest rate as I do about the appreciation. So I know that if I buy a home right now, and I just bought a home for $255,000 over in the Daytona area as a rental property, I'll rent that out and I'll make a few $100 a month on my rent. Okay, not a big deal. It's not going to make me rich. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to look and continue to buy homes in areas that I think are still a little underserved. If you can buy a home in Daytona for $255,000, you can afford to drive maybe an hour or 45 minutes to work. Why not? Who cares? Or you can buy a home for $425 in Orlando. You don't have to drive as far to work, but you may pay tolls. You got to drive I-4. So look at, just re-examine what you're doing. You've got to get out of renting. I'm looking at buying property because I can tell you this much. That house that I bought for $255, I would bet you that by 2026, that house is worth $500,000. So I'm going to buy 5 or 6 of them. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to continue to buy, and I'm going to buy because I know that's going to continue to set up my wealth for my retirement. I think that that's the future. There's no way that we're going to see houses go down. And don't tell me, oh, they're going to go down. We're going to see a crash. Even if we have a correction, which we likely will have, I'm not denying that we're going to have a correction. Even when we have a correction, it's not going to be dramatic. Okay. And prices will go up. It's not going to be as bad as it was in 2008. We recovered from 2008. I mean, are houses higher priced now than they were in 2008? Answer that question. Yes, of course they are. If you want my help, you want my guidance, you want somebody that you can count on in the industry, somebody that's not going to blow smoke up your butt, somebody that's going to tell you the truth, somebody that's going to work hard to help you, somebody that's going to really make sure you get the best loan program for your needs, then you call the loan arranger. That's me. You can call me personally at 407-706-3313. That's 407-706-3313. Or go to my website directly right now at WeBringYouHome.com. If you're a real estate agent and you're struggling to get loans to close on time, then you need to connect yourself with the right person. I closed 525 loans last year. Okay, 527, I believe it was. I'll close yours. I don't have any overlays, meaning no additional restrictions like your banks, your big mortgage companies, your credit unions have. I don't have that. Okay. If I got an approval, you go to closing. I will close your transaction. Apply for a mortgage with me now at 407-706-3313. You can text me there. You can call me there, or you can go directly to my website at WeBringYouHome.com. FHA loans, no credit score requirements. You just got to qualify. That doesn't mean I'd give everybody a loan, but I give more loans to people than most lenders do. I qualify more people on my products than most people do. Let's talk about some other loans. What about VA? I specialize in VA. Been doing VA loans for 33 years. I teach classes across the country to real estate agents and other mortgage lenders on how to properly structure a VA loan. You think that USAA and you think veterans and all those companies are directly associated with VA? They're not. They're absolutely not. Matter of fact, they're insurance companies. At least USAA is an insurance company. Do you like insurance companies? You think they're the trustworthy people? It's funny. I hear you people say, oh, I've been State Farm or Allstate or whatever it is for 30 years, and they've been so good to me. What have they been doing good to you? Collecting your premiums? Yes, you're right. If that's being good to you, collecting your premiums is amazing. Look there's other opportunities. There's better options. Explore your options. Even with me, you apply for a mortgage with me, go ahead. Check out my rates. Compare me with other people. I don't care. I can tell you one thing, I'm right in the market on my rates. My rates are great. You can always search the interweb and find somebody that's going to quote you different. Doesn't mean you're going to close. I see that all the time. I'll have a client that I got approved and they'll go, oh, well, wait a minute, I found a lower rate on the internet. Now maybe you should check that out. And they do. And then they come back to me and go, well, that was a bunch of garbage. Yeah, no kidding. And try to get a return phone call. Matter of fact, you call me, you get a receptionist, she guides you to the right person on my team. You call these other places, you get the phone queue and you go to India. You want to go to India for your mortgage? Go ahead. Go to your bank. Matter of fact, I bank at Truist. You'll go to India for them. Okay? A lot of these big banks, they don't even have people in the United States. Your information is being sold. Speaking of being sold information, don't get caught up on free stuff, you guys. If it's free, it's a trick, okay? You either are buying something as a consumer or you are the consumer being bought, okay? That is the truth. You think that these free credit reports are free? They're selling your data. They're selling your information. And then you wonder why you get 45 phone calls when somebody pulls your credit, maybe 145 phone calls. It's because the credit bureaus sell your data. It's ridiculous, but it happens. But you fall game for it because you see these fancy commercials on TV about, oh, get your free this right here. It's data selling, people. Smarten up. 407-706-3313. If you need, call me up. Maybe I can yell at you for a little while about all the stupid things you might be doing. Okay? I like doing that. I'm fine with that. Okay? I can help you. But I'm going to tell you this much. You're going to get true, accurate information with no fluff. No fluff over here. It's the truth. You get a great mortgage. You get somebody that cares about you, somebody that'll guide you in the right direction. And that's me. If that's what you want. You want somebody that returns phone calls. You don't go through to a phone queue. You get a real live person. You can meet in person. Then choose me. You want to go to India for your mortgage? Choose the other guys. That's really what it boils down to. 407-706-3313. I'm very passionate about that. You can tell, aren't I? Okay. All right. Let's talk about some other things. So we got all the low down payment programs, USDA, VA, FHA, 3% first time home buyer program, 5% down any owner occupied property for conventional buyer. Those are all low down payment programs. Okay. There's down payment assistance that's opening back up. I got a couple of those going on. It's just hard to find price points, houses in those price points. Now let's talk about some other specialty programs. Construction perm. You want to build on your own land. You want to buy a piece of land and build on a home on it. I'll do a conventional loan. I'll do an FHA loan. I'll even do a VA loan, up to $1.5 million on a VA loan. Construction perm. Show me somebody else that does that. FHA, construction perm. Conventional construction perm with as little as 10% down. Renovation loans. Maybe you can't find that perfect home, but you found kind of a little dumpy home that is in a nice area. It just needs a lot of work. Well, I have renovation loans for you on that. Okay? All kinds of things. Now, I have another product for all you doctors out there. So this is a specialty program for doctors. Now, if you are a medical professional, a resident, medical fellow, you're in fellowship, MD, dental, a doctor of dental medicine, ophthalmology, osteopathy, chiropractor. Now, most doctor programs don't consider a chiropractor a doctor. I do. The Lone Ranger says you're a doctor. Matter of fact, I love you chiropractors. All right. Surgeon, dental surgery, optometry, podiatry, pharmacy, veterinarian, and psychiatrist. Boy, do we need those psychiatrists, particularly in this market. You are one of them. I have specialty programs up to 100% financing, up to $1 million. Okay, call me at 407-706-3313. That's 407-706-3313. If you are considering consolidating debt and you missed the boat when interest rates were in the 2s, you missed the boat when interest rates were in the 3s, you missed the boat when they were in the 4s, now you're missing it in the 5s, and you're hitting the 6s. But you should have consolidated debt. I can still save you money. You call me at 407-706-3313. You want to buy investment property, I can help you with that. You want to buy a second home on the beach, I can help you with that. 407-706-3313. It's still a great time to buy. Just because interest rates are up, it doesn't mean anything. They'll come back down. Buy a home now. Don't worry so much about the rate. They're going to be higher than you like. I'm already just going to tell you that. Don't fall. I'm still watching these commercials on TV that are rates are at an all-time low. They're not. Update your commercials, will you? They're not at an all-time low anymore. They're higher than an all-time low. But it's still a good market to buy in. I'm buying myself. If I'm buying myself, follow my lead. I'll take you down the right path. It's a good time to buy. Let's buy some rental properties. Let's buy some second homes. Let's buy primary residence. Let's help people that don't own become homeowners. It's our responsibility as good citizens. Stay tuned with me. Follow me along with this. We got some great things to talk about, some other things that are happening in the rental market and the purchase market when we come back in 5 minutes with more of the Lone Ranger Radio Show with Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage, 407-706-3313. That's 407-706-3313. Or visit my website at WeBringYouHome.com. That's WeBringYouHome.com. Stay tuned. 5 minutes.